I grew up in Western North Carolina. I grew up in Hendersonville, and I'd heard of the Appalachian Trail, but I had never set foot on it until I was 21 years old. And at that time, I decided I wanted to hike the entire thing. But it was completely life-changing. It was a 5-month hike, so 5 months of doing nothing but walking through the woods. And, I was so worried I would be lonely. And what I discovered is that I loved it. I just learned, I could be happy with very little. That was almost 20 years ago, and still I look back and I think hiking the Appalachian Trail is probably the best thing I've ever done. The Appalachian Trail is a really long trail. It is 2,100, about 90 miles. It travels through 14 states between Georgia and Maine. And if you want to hike it all at once, good for you. You don't have to. If you want to hike it for a morning or a sunset, it's also there for that. But it usually takes about 4 to 6 months to do the entire thing. I think North Carolina is an iconic part of the Appalachian Trail because we have the highest peaks along the entire trail. The payoffs are so great when you get to the top of Max Patch or Roan Mountain and you just look all around and there's 360-degree views. It is incredible. You can literally have 1 foot in North Carolina and 1 foot in Tennessee. Clingman's Dome is the highest point on the Appalachian Trail, and that's in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. You can get away from the world so quickly. You can step onto the Appalachian Trail, and within 100 yards, it's birds, and it's wind, and it's leaves, and it's forest. Knowing the Appalachian Trail is just part of knowing North Carolina and who we are as a state. There are groups, there are businesses like Blue Ridge Hiking Company. They can take you on tours, get you familiar with it, and then you can work your way up. I started Blue Ridge Hiking Company because I had experienced the trail and it changed my life. And I think my biggest takeaway was that I was a part of nature. It made me feel beautiful. It made me feel wild. It made me feel responsible for what was around me. Now it's even hard for me to think about what my life would be like if I hadn't hiked the Appalachian Trail. The Appalachians are some of the oldest mountains in the world. And so I would just encourage people, don't be intimidated. Pick your spots and go out there and make it your own. And that can mean hiking 100 yards from the trailhead and finding a creek and looking for salamanders and having a snack. And I just think start with what you're comfortable with. And maybe that's a picnic or going out and taking pictures or looking for wildflowers. And, the trail gives you what you need. I really do think the Appalachian Trail is for everyone.